that thou make all things according to the pattern showed to thee in the mount. Verse 6, now that he hath obtained a more excellent, now he, but now he hath obtained a more excellent ministry, by how much also he is the mediator of a better covenant. Okay, there's that word, the covenant. The same thing talked about in 1 Timothy 2:5. All right, the mediator. Okay, when we went to that definition, it said there was a person set up to basically make peace between two and to ratify a covenant. Okay, and that covenant is talking about the laws. All right, the laws given to us. Okay, it says which was established upon better promises. What does that mean? Like I said before, all right, until this point, all right, until the kingdom comes, we can't keep the law perfect. Okay, for one, this kingdom and this world as we know it is not set up for us to be able to keep the law perfect, no matter how hard we try. All right, we just can't do it. Okay, and second, the law was not established in our hearts. Okay, even when we try our best, Scripture says that all have fallen short. Okay, so we can't keep the law to the best, even to the best of our ability. That's why it says in Judges 5:11 that we are to rehearse the righteous acts. Okay, when you're rehearsing something, you're practicing in order to get it perfect. Okay, in order to get it perfect. It says the same thing in Colossians. All right, when it says, "Let no man therefore judge you in meat or drink or in respect of a Sabbath day," loosely paraphrasing. It says, "For which things are a shadow, which for these things are these are a shadow of things to come." Okay, because we're just practicing to get it right in the kingdom, but in the kingdom we're going to be programmed to get it right. Okay, we keep reading. It says, "For if the first covenant had been faultless, then should no place have been sought for the second." Okay, "For finding fault with them, he saith, Behold, the days come, saith the Lord, when I will make a new covenant with the house of Israel and with the house of Judah, not according to the covenant that I made with their fathers in the day which I took them by hand to lead them out of the land of Egypt, because they continued not in my covenant, and I regarded them not, saith the Lord. For this is the covenant that I will make with the house of Israel after those days, saith the Lord." After what days? After the days we're delivered out of this captivity, alright? After America's destroyed. "I will put my laws into their mind, and I will make them, and I'll write them in their hearts, and I'll be glad to them, so like it, I'll be unto them a God, and they shall be to me my people." Okay? Hey, it goes back to what we read Hosea, the first chapter, alright, where he says, "You shall not be my people, and I'll not have mercy on you." Alright, well now we're going to be returned fully back to the Most High. Okay, it's going to be made manifest. We're going to be ruling as the sons of God in the kingdom. Alright, as Israel, as Yashar Allah. Alright, and we're going to be able to keep the laws and the statutes and the commandments perfectly. Why? Because the laws are going to be put into our mind. In other words, we're going to be programmed to keep the law, statutes, and commandments. Alright, and after the earth is fully come back to her glory, alright, when she's finally able to return and be refreshed, alright, like 2nd Ezra 11 says, then the world will be set up to where we can keep the laws. Okay, as what alongside with us being programmed to keep the laws. Because you look today, alright, for instance, food. You got pork and everything. Okay, whether it be straight up pork like bacon, pork chops or whatever, which bacon is the main thing. Alright, you can't find anything nowadays without bacon. Alright, and then you got certain things like gelatin. Alright, some things that come from pig or swine, alright, which is the same thing, that are put in foods. When the kingdom is set up and after the earth is allowed to return and be refreshed, alright, you're not going to have that anymore. Everything's going to be pure. Okay, so then it's going to be 100% perfect. Okay, and it's going to be made manifest. Alright, so now let me go to Jeremiah 31 and just backed it up in the Old Testament. Okay, which proves here that the Old Testament ain't done away with, okay? Because if you say the Old Testament is done away with, then what's the point of the first covenant, okay? Which is located in the Old Testament, the laws, okay? That's where you find the laws. All right, the first five books of Moses were Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Deuteronomy, and Numbers. All right, which were all the laws, the bulk, if not all the laws, are located. Okay, so you guys who frown on the Old Testament, you err not knowing the Scriptures. All right, nor the power of the Most High. This is Jeremiah 31:31. It says, "Behold, the days come, saith the Lord, that I will make a new covenant with the house of Israel and with the house of Judah, not according to the covenant that I made with their fathers in the day that I took them by the hand to bring them out of the land of Egypt, which my covenant they break, although I was an husband unto them, saith the Lord. But this shall be the covenant that I will make with the house of Israel. After those days, saith the Lord, I will put my law into their inward parts, and I will write it in their hearts, and will be their God, and they shall be my people." So once again, backing that up, we're going to have all the laws, statutes, and commandments in our hearts, and we're going to be able to fully carry them out, so to speak, all right, for lack of a better way to put it. All right, this is verse 34. "And they shall teach no more every man his neighbor and every man his brother, saying, Know the Lord, for they shall all know me, from the least of them unto the greatest of them, saith the Lord, for I will forgive their iniquity and I will remember their sin no more." Alright, so there's not going to be any more teaching the law in the kingdom, alright, because it plainly said we're going to all know it. You're not going to have a camp set up in the kingdom, alright, go out on Saturdays or whatever, the sixth day or whatever day is going to be known as in the kingdom, alright, and we're going to be out there with a 12 tribe sign and some old Death to America posters out there teaching the word, alright? It's not going to be the case. Everybody's already going to know the law, alright? Now let's go to Ezekiel, the 11th chapter, and this pretty much wrap it up. Like I said, it's a short follow-up. Ezekiel 11:16. Alright, let's read this. It says here, Ezekiel 11:16, "Therefore say, Thus saith the Lord power, although I have cast them far off from among the heathen, and although I have scattered them among the countries, yet will I be unto them as a little sanctuary in the countries where they shall come." Alright, meaning, yeah, you're not going to find this truth everywhere, okay? This truth ain't popular, alright? The 2/3 is a whole lot bigger, larger of a number than the 1/3, okay? Verse 17, "Therefore say, Thus saith the Lord power, I, even I, gather you from the people, and assemble you out of the countries." So like, let me start over, I read that wrong. It says, "Therefore say, Thus saith the Lord power, I will even gather you from the people, and assemble you out of the countries where you have been scattered, and will give you the land of Israel. And they shall come thither, and they shall take away the detestable things thereof out of the abominations, and the abominations thereof from thence. And I will give them, and I will give them one heart, and I will put a new spirit within you, and I will take the stony heart out of their flesh, and I will give them an heart of flesh, that they may walk in my statutes and keep my ordinances and do them. And they shall be my people, and I will be their God." Okay, so that's plain. The kingdom is going to be set up, one, to where we're able to keep the laws, statutes, and commandments 100%. Okay, and on top of that, we're going to be programmed fully to keep the laws, statutes, and commandments. Okay, so it's all going to be perfectly manifest in the kingdom. Okay, because the Most High's elect are already perfect. All right, on this side, okay, for those of you who can receive it, we're already perfect, right? But in the kingdom, it's going to be 100% made manifest that we're perfect. All right, because we can't, like I said, we can't keep the law, statutes, and commandments on this side. All right, not the way we want to. All right, Yeah, even being in this flesh, all right.